For there is a worrying story bia ye say maame bia wo free Scotland eba be wuye ewo Ghana na maame no ye friend ni kunu Prophet Eric Edusa obe wuye wo hospital me say hospital hotel ewo Ghana ha say nende ensemo a eba no ye say ni kunu ensa bon ewo ewu ni mu ebe kenkan ni ahwe nsemo a eko and the first time we have me subscribe na click notification bell on so oya ne sa latest news bi aba on sa ebeka corporate logistica a vehicle management company ewo Ghana ha na obi biara watoka ma wobi se wontwi da no unnim stress involved in it cargo vehicle from sprinter to 40 feet and I say ahia car so what ahia car and a cargo vehicle a mesre for corporate logistic and afa kan momo omo abepe professional driver e de kan ahye nsem omo be kan ho maintenance omo betu insurance o kan ho omo a we adwuma kan ne beye nti uni driver bi obeka do say boss me nya adwuma oboa adwuma wo ho aka ne beye na wo aka ne ye ode no every month you betu aka 2 times nti you adwin free kan so na every month sika ne mbra frɛ wo mo 0598022033 Mr. Ma announce say o your ba na onim se ne yetwi sa aka asakese we ni na adwuma da ho ready job e da ho ma mon frɛ number no emmema nko drivers emmema nko na efrɛ emma no mon frɛ bi na de na mu yeyi uya Unities Ventures otonwin kupa asɛm a meka ne sɛ ɛyɛ na nkrofo nkantre nipa nanso wo pɛ wawawe so ukunu eni ji wo ho oyiwe eni ji wo ho unya favor ewo nipa ni mu a mesrew sra nkupa na de bia meka me say in the Bible Queen Esther no ya akwa oba bedane wo hema Bible ne tra Esther ye de ni sie ye esra ne ho nkupa ema ne ho number to so no na afi Esther obi ano ya akwa no obedane hema no de obeken bia no ohene ne ye onya favor ewo hini nim mesrew sra nkupa anti-aging cream wo ho so wo honam wrinkle ene nyama mesre fit fre number no 0598003891 fre ni enye delivery amount now yenko story name or say to those who loved Chairman Spears so much about her death or say to those who loved Chairman Spears so much about her death doesn't make any sense. Into lady no Chairman Spears. After a whirlwind romance and quick fire wedding, she was mysteriously found dead in a hotel bathtub in Ghana 6 months later. Her Ghanaian husband, Eric Edusa, the head pastor of a Pentecostal church, was charged with her murder before being released due to lack of evidence. Ya charge ni kunu so wonu ne wekuno nanso yenya evidence inti ye jano. Or say the prophet, as he is known by his followers who believe he shares divine revelation directly from God, has denied any involvement in his wife's death. Or say last month, a BBC disclosure documentary raised serious questions about Edusa's account of the night his Scottish wife was last seen alive. Friends and family told the BBC they were puzzled about why Chairman had left her 7-year-old son with members of her husband's church while she went to Ghana alone. In a new podcast series, Chairman and the Prophet, one woman, Elma Adams, says she may have the answer. She says Chairman was on a mission to find out who her husband really was. Elma, a devout Christian who is now in her 80s, had been Eric Edusa's Scottish mom after they met in Edinburgh in 2012. But she thinks the prophet used her and Chairman for his own gain. Inti Ghana ni awoye osofo ne nefe na Edusa. Na embre bi okwa abrochire. Mame a ɔfa ne sɛ ne maame ɛwɔ aburokyire hɔ no maame ne nende wɔ kasa a maame ne kyerɛ sɛ ɔsɔfo na wɔyɛ Ghana ni sɔfo no sɛ na onye obi a ɔka kyerɛ nkrɔfo sɛ ɔyɛ no na oyusu nkrɔfo for his own gain. Ɔsɛ Elmer first encountered the prophet in a Christian bookshop in the Scottish capital and recalls that he seemed very charming and easy to talk to. The pair exchanged numbers and Elmer told him to phone if he ever needed help. Several weeks later, he called and before long, he was staying with Elmer and her late husband, George, whenever he was in Scotland. Inti senya maame no babeda ne maame ene se wokohia no bookshop one ne kasae obepe na asem oje ne number se unhia mboa wo Scotland ha na unhia mboa bia frɛ me nti osofo no ba bepiem wo Scotland bia no pe bebi ada maame no ofrɛ no na wakɔ akɔda maame no ene ne kunu fie ne kunu ewu. Ɔsɛ the prophet was based in London, but his Global Light Revival Church already had branches in Manchester and Dublin. Elmer helped him recruit Christians to establish the Edinburgh branch, and he would stay at her home after once a month when he came to host services. Did you see, according to Mameno, Obuano, Emaneti Asori, it was Scotland. The time be a Scotland biano, Mamene nche no order. No baba ye na sorry. Elmer was fond of him. He was a source of support when she found she had cancer. But she was less impressed by what she saw after he got together with Sherman. Inti mami ya woye ne mami was Scotland yo afa ne se ne mami no kasa se no pepape ya sempa. Nanso pape ba be ware oba yi a yesi wo ba Ghana wa ba be wu no. Pape be ware no eno no mami ni hu suban bia hu se osofu ya ma fa ne se me ba ide se ni suban nye suban be. Ose there seem to be a lot of agencies to get married, she says. So si papa ni shia obroni ase o pray no hope self person worry pray no hope person worry odwe ho won ti ase all of a sudden person worry in 10 times a day. I say what struck me was that they didn't impress me as a romantic couple. I say no mo kra no kra say mo romantic bi odo no say mo dom ho sa but o pray no ho person worry. I say it was more like she was an acquisition rather than a beloved romantic partner, more like a stage prop than anything else. Inti utumi hu ne sa say papa no ase opeso de mame ne kire keke ba enye so odo no bi nkrofo hu say aha me yiwi ni aha say odo no ni ho de but one ne na ma obi hu say okay o ye guy ana bibi wa wari broni aha sa no no mame ne kan. As a chairman originally from abroad met the prophet through a Christian dating site in spring 2014, and after a whirlwind romance, they married in September that year. In 2014, eno mushiaye our site so. Saa year na no mo ware. She was 40 years old, and after a string of broken relationships, finally thought she had found what was promised for her, a man of God. Mami nso yobi a akọ relationships bebre mu anfa. Ti me assure sem say ya hye ne nkom da. Say ebia obeware odifo. To ba be hia papa ye we hia odifo en ya nkom hia ya hye me no ani. Me de masum. As within months, Chairman was the wife of Eric Edusa, referred to as the First Lady by members of his church. She was a celebrity in the church who appeared on publicity posters alongside her husband. But according to Elmer and others, the BBC has spoken to, all was not well behind the scenes. Na afei maami and the post bia, a sorry post bia, not just on any clue at Tariso. And so one no nim in sem no who said Abi. Na bibi nkoso ye. As the chairman lost touch with most of her friends, but Elma was able to remain in contact, perhaps because she was close to the prophet. Nti afei maami a worry ne nanfufuo ni na complain say, "Eh, worry dia say afei yente unkakra biomo. Ye frɛ wa wonfa aden." As Elma says, she from time to time would phone me or leave me a text, and she would be quite distressed, angry, emotional, and resentful. Inti maami ya oye osofu yi wafa ne say ne bayi. Osi osofu ne yire owo hwa na osofu ne yire no ida wa frɛ no ana wa send the message na otumi uzo osofu ne yire ne bu efu. We dwa we nu ne ho asa ware a wabem no ne ni nso. Osi she had little or no extra money at all. She was dependent on support from Eric. Elma says Chairman told her that her husband insulted the way she looked and controlled what she wore. Other witnesses have told the BBC they saw signs that Chairman was being coercively controlled after her marriage, and her son claimed she was physically abused. Na afei obai so woni say obe ware Ghana so for dia o say watare hye mu esesa na afei o say ni kunu di na tem atare ye o hye no na ni kunu di na tem say ni kwan so dress sa omo mu nim za de no afei maami so oba o eno okoware osofu yi maami ba claim say osofu yi kra no na obo na yiri eye ono ne maami ne nanfofo tra ase sisia no omo we no omo adamfo no ase utumi hu ne se oye nyama bi enyo no ye force no ena oye sa ade no. And also the African life, because abrofo no mo so sa ade no so. Ose another friend who managed to stay in contact with Chairman, Anne-Marie Bond, visited the couple's home in Essex. She says, "She sat me down and she told me, I have got to tell you something. He's not who he says he is." Si adamfo bi say wokoko sra wo mo. E no ba ne tenas no ka say, "Hey. Say papa yi a me hu no sa osofo me be ware no, onye nipa kra wo se wo ye kra. Onye say nipa kra no." Anne-Marie says Chairman told her he had different identities and other women. To Catherine say, "Hey, osofo ni hu ma bebre. Ni suban su bebre, ohun no pe bibia ne de ni suban ye different, and so woni ni tifia and obehun the real nipa awoye." Also, the BBC spoke to two women who had been in relationships with Eric Edusa and claimed they had been emotionally abused by him. Nti ye ne ma mienu a omo nso ne osofu yi edeti pen omo nyina say, "Oh, osofu we ono de sa o." Also, we also learned that another woman who was in a relationship with him contacted Chairman to try to warn her. Tiemra o worry mami, and you see lady bin so your so for the ex. Or yes, a war friend mami ya catch and say, "Hey, why na wokwa kwa worry no abrantie we menko." Or say Anne-Marie says Chairman was planning an exit strategy, but was still trying to believe that her prophet was the man that God had chosen for her. Ti mami no planning so person jai, but e woni trimu no. Still no feel say ebia we ya na nyame sementina ho. She still had that little bit of faith in her, that little belief that this was possibly the man that she's supposed to be with because of God. Anne-Marie says also exactly why Chairman went to Ghana when she appeared to be planning to end the marriage has always been unclear. Sene nanfofo na asem omo ka say de nti omo blame osofo ne say probably osofo ne eku ne say omo nim say maami aye na adwin so pese ofi aware nim afi papa ya de maami na ko Ghana ye beti yesi maami akwa ko wu wo Ghana nti eno na ma omo hu ne say dabi osofo yi jama waye maami bibi. I say Elma thinks she was trying to find out more about her husband's past She was adamant. She wanted to find out more about him, and she wanted to meet his background, Elma says. And I took that to be his family. She was very resentful at the end, and she was angry enough to go on what I say was a bit of mission to find out what it was really all about. Elma says that Chairman felt strongly enough to leave her son behind and fly to Ghana to try to get to the root of things. Elma and Anne-Marie did not speak to Chairman while she was in Ghana, but a friend from the Global Light Revival Church, who we are not naming to protect her identity, claims to have been in regular phone contact while she was in the West African country. In a statement given to British police a month after Chairman was found dead, the witness claims Chairman had discovered her husband went by another name and that he was much older than he had claimed. Inti maami koko piem wo Ghana no hu se se ni kunu no. Ni din no odeti abrochi o na enye ni din no. Na ni age a odeti abrochi ho so na ni age no. So according to the witness, Chairman also claimed to have found out that Eric Edusa had another wife in Ghana. Osanso ko hu se osanso wo yere e wo Ghana ho. The witness says Chairman told her on 16th March she was going to check into a hotel with a prophet who was by now also in the country and confront him about everything. In the 16th March, eno nini kunu se womoko hotel. Na odekotu ni kunu nenim se ma chill. Me ba Ghana no ma ba be chill. Me hu se wo yere, me hu se wudini, me hu se oweni. Nti wakatre na damfo bi se ade a wo koye no. Next time I bet nka no wewu eda hotel ho. Ti won se ne ade ni na ye no. De nti o mu blame papa yi. She says she received a phone call later that evening from Chairman's number and could hear the couple in the background. She says Eric Edusa was shouting and it sounded like he was banging a table as he spoke. Ti say enyumre no ma me ne friend no obeti noise or background say papa ni time waka se ye ko hotel no modu hotel ni wie. Wa friend no obeti noise or background say papa ni buefu abode enyama bobo nyamem. Then the call ended suddenly. This was the day before Chairman was last seen alive. Call ne end ye. Afe mami yeti ya se wewu. The next day yeti ya se wewu. Tomo de ekukọ so ni de si ye nyina no esusu se papa yi na weku mami. More than a decade on, a BBC disclosure investigation uncovered omissions from Prophet's accounts of what happened at the hotel where Chairman died. He told police he left the hotel after midnight to travel to Accra for 6 o'clock meeting with a reverend before a scheduled flight back to the UK. The BBC found that the man he claimed he was meeting did not corroborate his story. He also did not mention that 3 men had visited their hotel room that night, one holding a briefcase, and spent an hour there before they helped the prophet load bags into his car. 2 of the men were later traced and said they were in the room praying. Eric Edusa, who now lives in the USA and goes by the name Eric Isaiah Kusi-Boateng, oko US in wakwa kosi I say UK and Scotland or sanidi oko US in sanidi did not answer the BBC's questions about alleged domestic abuse and coercive and controlling behavior. It has been over 10 years since Chairman died. Her friends, like Elma and Anne-Marie, are still reckoning with what happened, replaying those final moments they spent with Chairman. I just wish I did more though, says Anne-Marie. Obviously, she's a grown woman. I can't tell someone what to do. I wish I did do more. For Elma, Chairman's death has caused her to examine the power the prophet held over them both. I say we've been conned. We've both been conned. Useful idiots, which is not a very nice way to put it, but we've been used, says Elma. Chairman was used. She was a commodity. What a story. It's quite interesting. I don't know what to say about this. I don't have anything to say about it. But you know, it's something. For book now at that screen is on your friend the Ghanaian investor. This is your most practical guide. A better senior obe investi ewo Ghana. Now a lot of people don't know, but you will be your friend of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Now Ghana Stock Exchange, you know, who investi ewo Ghana Stock Exchange more. What it simply means, and it's a udi usika invest in some companies be a listed ewo Ghana. Companies be to say a year Ghana Commercial Bank, companies be to say MTN. Into the best investments are any Ghanaian can ever do. Investing in a Ghana Stock Exchange, because on average Ghana Stock Exchange, you know, a return revenue and an ROI of 25%. What it simply means is that every single year biano when you crano na 25% if you invest in a Ghana Stock Exchange. This book is going to go take you through how to invest in a Ghana Stock Exchange, how to invest in a Nyamabia your friend in mutual funds. Now, aside this, no, there are 3 other investment firms be a Ghana hands on so a yes secret and crowdfunding. If you purchase this book, you are going to get to know of those secrets or those investments, and then it's going to change your life forever. Get this book, The Ghanaian Investor. So open book maybe out a very simple number na at that book neso 055-807-4986. So to me a fresh number no. Ofra you best sort out with the book. Obe to me so our WhatsApp number no. So one person obe free and I say one person obe WhatsApp ya. Very simple. On your screen, video now we share no. Ube hu baby ya draw view products. Obe to me a click so ube hu say books ni na ebeba. Now I click book no or version ni 3 video wo ni PDF ewo ho ni English video enso wo ho 3 video no eye for wo mo a eye na akenkan eye omoden omo ana wo ntumi nkenkan brofo ni English video enso wo ho akenkan ye oden na nso pe brofo a English video wo ho PDF enso obi a wo hwe a wo pese wo kan wo phone so na trese bibia eco smooth no also there any the PDF. So that is also another way you can get the book. So what hear me now you Ghana ni now our brochure. You can just go on Amazon. Now I search a book no the title. That screen is on the Ghanaian Investor. Into search for book ne title Ghanaian Investor. We won't say beba now I purchase it. Na say ya ship it at their bro ewa brochure ho. And now say video now we see here no. You will be a friend the description box. Ewo YouTube. Into your answer be click more. O click more o be call description box ni mu. Into call description box ni mu a o be hu say a book no. Ne links ewa ha wati ase o pese o use mobile money a eno ne se wa click sa link na ya tro get my book here for mobile money, get the ebook here na wa click so na unsa aka get the hard copy na wa click so na unsa aka very simple. These are the ways obetumi use edenya book we yento book we ni yehu senia yebetumi invest. Ghana's economy is booming. I personally believe that the next set of billionaires and millionaires, no, they will be coming from the Ghana Stock Exchange. And so take advantage of this, learn how to invest in the Ghana Stock Exchange amidst any other and all other investments, and also what Ghana for.